Hello, people. Welcome to another episode on Football Dialogue. This episode has been long coming. We've had 2 weeks of international break, and it's not been a boring week like the previous international break. I'm Nigerian, and you know what happened. Nigeria are giving themselves hope in the World Cup qualifiers, and there's a possibility that we'll be going to the World Cup now, unlike most people thought wouldn't be the case, which is a good thing for us. And it's an exciting time, and we are looking to see what November is going to bring to us playing against Gabon. And if we are able to go past Gabon, we are likely to face Democratic Republic of Congo and or Cameroon. So hopefully we can get the CAF slot and get to face one of the teams that will be in the playoff tournament for the World Cup from Asia, North America, South America, and as well as what's the last one? Oceania, which is New Caledonia. Those teams, I never knew they existed. So Nigeria will be getting a ticket, and it's an exciting time for people that are both Nigeria and Chelsea fans or Nigeria and Arsenal fans, because Arsenal, they are thinking like they are going to actually get something in the trophy room this season. They are looking like the front runners, but it's been the case for the past seasons. But this time around, I don't think Liverpool are really good enough right now to mount a challenge against Arsenal with what's going on at the club, and the loss against Chelsea adding to the wound, as well as Man City still trying to find their feet in the absence of one of their legends in Kevin De Bruyne, trying to find the playmaker in Phil Foden, but it's never going to be the case. And Bernardo Silva is aging, so Arsenal they have to burn their gas and keep going, because if they fall off, the only person that can actually mount a challenge against them if they find their form is Chelsea Football Club. So yeah, another week. This is the 8th game of the season, if I'm correct, 7th or 8th game. So I think 8th game of the season. So it's going to be a good week. There will be results from all over the place, and tables are going to turn. People will exchange positions on the log, I believe, this week, because the gap is very slim between teams from bottom to top. If Chelsea loses the game, Man U win, Man U are getting over Chelsea on the table. So you can see how dicey it is for you not to throw away points right now, so that you can find yourself in a good position in the league. So it seems like it's too early, but we've played 8 games and it still look really, really competitive. And that's what the Premier League is all about. So yes, now I'm talking about the game week 8 game, starting with lunchtime kickoff between Nottingham Forest versus Chelsea. And I'm excited for this one. And hopefully Chelsea can give me the 3 points. And I really think that they do, despite the injuries that we've got in the dressing room. We've lost, not in the dressing room actually, in the team. We've lost Cole Palmer, we've lost Delap, we've lost Badiashile, who came back stronger when he returned to the team. We've lost, which other player again? I think doubtful being Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, and Pedro Neto. And that's going to be a big miss if that's the case, if Maresca isn't telling lies in the press conference earlier today. But I'm hopeful is a Nottingham Forest side that is struggling. Ange saying in the press conference that in the previous club that he has had, he's won trophies for them and asking for more time. But I don't think you've got time. You can't use what you've done in the past, and especially using the scenario at Tottenham Hotspur. You were obviously going to be sacked if there was a proper owner at Tottenham Hotspur. They just had to just run the things down and hope that you are able to at least just get them something at the end of the season against Manchester United. But this time around, Nottingham Forest are not a team like Tottenham Hotspur that are looking to actually get trophies from the pot of teams that we have in the Premier League competing for the same title. Is never going to be easy. And them being in the Europa League is not because they deserve to be there. It's because of Crystal Palace losing their place. However, even if it is the right thing that UEFA have done for them to lose their place, that doesn't mean Forest deserve to be competing in that competition. So I don't see them doing well enough to be able to get a trophy. And if that doesn't happen this season, next season, you can't be asking for more time for this season just because you can land them a trophy next season. You are in a Nottingham Forest team. You are not in any of the big six. So don't fool yourself, Ange. And I hope Chelsea will always take from the rich and give to the poor. And we've done that looking at last week, taking from Liverpool all the points. And now we are looking to face a Forest side that have been struggling, that have not had wins since Ange took over. So it's a 50-50 now. We know what Chelsea does. They like to give points to teams like Forest that are struggling. And I just really hope that's not the case tomorrow, because we need this point. And this is going to be crucial to our build up to the games that we'll be having in December, I think, because we'll be having a run of tough games, which we need to at least amass as many points as we can from now on until then, so as to put us in a good position and sort of reduce the pressure. But I really do believe that with the win against Liverpool, it has boosted the confidence in the squad. With James's feet, Esteval is ready to kick on from where he stopped. And we've got loads of players that believe that they can get something done. And Maresca is looking to at least get an idea around how he can continue to set up the team. But however, I'm not a fan of playing player out of position. But last game week, he did play the attacking players in their rightful place, and you could see what we got from them. We got so much from them, even though we introduced the likes of McDrew. Gittins was able to get a good cameo, and he contributed to the results that we had. And Esteval, obviously, we knew what to expect from him. He will keep trying, and he's going to get there for sure. Lavia is back, which is the good thing for us now. Lavia, we can't wait to see what Lavia is going to do for us. Lavia is going to elevate us from where we are right now for a certainty, especially if he's going to keep fit like Rhys James have done. In the past few games, he's had a niggle, a fall, and you could see that he was able to shrug it off. Rhys James, there was a time he twisted his ankle while he was landing, and he was able to continue with the game and even finish the game against Manchester United. So that's a good omen that we've gotten our Rhys James back again, and I hope that's the same case for Lavia. And if this is going to be the case, so we've got quality players that are the heart of the teams in Cucurella, Rhys James, Caicedo, Lavia, and hopefully Cole Palmer is back. And then we had some spice in all of the corners with Esteval, João Pedro, and when Dilap returns to as well. So like we've got a good core of players at the team, and that's kudos to the owners. Is just the only thing that they've done wrong is the managers, but at least they are giving Maresca time, which is not something that the Chelsea manager is going to get. But however, he has been fortunate, and obviously he's bought his luck, winning the trophies, Conference League, and going ahead to win the World Club. That guarantees you the right to at least continue in a top club like Chelsea. So I'll leave it for Maresca. However, I'm not so confident in Maresca to carry us to where we actually want to get to as a dominant force. But the fact that we have a young group of players and he's been able to manage them to an extent, I think that's enough. And hopefully we're able to get a good result against Nottingham Forest tomorrow. So my prediction for the game is going to be a 3-0. I have nothing else to see apart from not conceding a goals and scoring as many goals as we can. So yeah, that's my prediction for the Nottingham Forest versus Chelsea game. Brighton versus Newcastle. This is going to be a sweet game. Two attacking sides. Brighton, very good team, but you could see that where they are on the log, on the table right now, it's not a reflection of their displays in the games that they've had. They've only won Chelsea even when they did not deserve to win Chelsea. And in the other games where they deserve to win, they did not win. I think they just won a game or two, I think, and the rest draw and losses. So that's not deserving from what they have actually shown on the pitch. But this game against Newcastle is going to be a tough game for Brighton. However, they are playing at home, which is going to be a boost for them. And Newcastle having to play in the Champions League during the week. So I think that's going to be to the advantage of Brighton, because Newcastle will need to get points in the Champions League. They won their last game in the Champions League 4-0, I think, which is a very good result against which side did they play? Is he a Belgian side? Is he Club Brugge? I can't really remember, but they did the job and they did it well. So Wodemade is still a player that will look. Some people have said he's been great for them, but to me, I think it's just been okay. I think there's still more that you really think Wodemade can offer the team. He's been sluggish to an extent in his decision making. It's just that he scored goals, which is what you want from your striker. You need them to score goals, and goals is going to help them keep up with their consistency and reduce the pressure. So I think there's a whole lot of room for Wotamade to improve in his impact in the Newcastle team. But every other player has been decent to an extent for Newcastle. And Newcastle are looking like a very good team if they can stay fit, if all their players can stay fit. And the way Eddie Howe has been managing the attacking front has not been great. They've not been really exciting because he hasn't used Murphy like we usually see him in the past seasons, where he's linked up very well with Isak. And Elanga that he has brought in, that is supposed to take in the position of Murphy, he has not gotten a good run of game in the team. So Murphy and Elanga have not gotten so much run in that right wing of Newcastle, and it has cost them in the attack because they have not scored as many goals in the league this season. They've only been able to put in 4 goals in the Champions League against Club Brugge. So I guess they need to find a spark in their attack to be able to get them as many goals as they want as a team, because they are very fast, they are aggressive. They've got a good core of midfielders in Tonali, Jolinton, and Bruno. And Eddie always said in the press conference that Jolinton is looking fit, and Jolinton is a very, very good player. So this is a difficult game for me to actually predict, because Brighton are a good side as well, but Newcastle will have their mind too in the Champions League. They obviously want to get a result there, and Brighton will want to come back from, I can't remember what they played in the last game, but I doubt they won the game, their last match. I think they drew or they lost. So I think they really do want to get a point from this game against Newcastle, and it's something that is achievable, I think. So my prediction for this game is going to be a tight one. Brighton, Minte, Mitoma is fit, Welbeck is back again, and their midfield is just here and there. Not really spectacular, but they have a good manager. They have a good style of play, which has been helpful for them. But we really need to see, they really need to get a result. We need to see it translate into their result. So my prediction for the game would be Brighton 2, Newcastle 1. Burnley versus Leeds United. This is a championship match. Let me not say champion. They're in Premier League, so I need to really respect both teams, especially Leeds United. They've been able to at least compete very well with the big boys in the league. And Burnley as well has played in a way to help them survive in the league. But the league is too tough. Very, very tough, this league. No matter how you try to say you want to defend against some kind of teams, they just always find a way to break you. And you can see in the last match against Man City, my prediction was them not to concede more than 3 goals, but they happened to concede 5. Even when they played a back line of, I think, 6 players, they were still able to break them in the likes of Erling Haaland. Oh, that was not the last match. That's the last 2 games. So they managed to hold Manchester City for as long as they can, but it wasn't fruitful. At the end, they scored 2 own goals from Esteve, and Alan was able to get his goals, and Doku was able to unlock the defense. But that's what you get in the Premier League. If you're not good enough, no matter how much you fight, whether you play attacking style or defensive style, sometimes it just hurts you. And that's what is Burnley. There's nothing Scott Parker can do. He's been great for Burnley, but this is beyond his capacity to use the players that he's got to be able to deal with the quality of teams that we have in the Premier League. It's not going to be easy. It was never going to be easy. And that is why I really do believe Burnley will be part of the sides that will be relegating to the Championship this season. So Burnley versus Leeds United. Leeds United is a team that recognize each other so well. So I really do see Leeds United. Leeds United have played like their year for the Premier League, and they are most likely going to stay put from what I have seen, from the way that they play, and the fact that their defense is strong. Even though they are an attacking side, they still look to have like an okay defense for the Premier League. So it's going to be a difficult one for Burnley, even though they are playing at home against Leeds United. So I think this game is going to be a loss to Burnley, and my prediction for this game is going to be Burnley 1, Leeds United 2. Crystal Palace versus Bournemouth. This is a game I can't wait to watch. This is a cracking game. This is a game, the biggest game outside of the Big Six. And this is a game that I've got 2 of the best managers in the league, and it's going to be a tactical battle tomorrow. 3 p.m. Don't miss it. Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, wherever you are, you have to watch this game. This is a game I'm not going to miss. Mateta versus Semenyo. Sarr versus Christie. War team versus who's the other guy in Bournemouth? Kluivert. It's going to be a tough game, man. Tough game. Anthony Raola versus Oliver Glasner. You have to watch this game. And managers of other teams have to watch this game. They have to learn from these two managers, Anthony Raola and Oliver Glasner. These are managers that have got two different styles. Anthony Raola, he patterns his team. Any player introduced, they know the assignment. It's easy for them to grasp what he wants and how he wants his team to play. And this is a setup that is functional, a setup that is fruitful, a setup that gives you results. No matter the profile of player that you have, it is just going to work. It's the setup finds its way to work, to give you the result that you need. Anthony Raola is a special manager. Any big team that grab him right now are grabbing somebody who's going to set them up for a decade. He's the next Pep Guardiola. If you know you are a big club and you don't have a manager, that is the guy that you need to go for. So let's get into the game now. Semenyo is on top form, top J right now, and he looks unstoppable. But Crystal Palace, with a back three, centre backs, and two flying wing backs who are very good in Mitchell and Munoz, it's going to be a tactical battle. It's going to be a physical battle between Semenyo and Munoz up there. But I know Semenyo is always going to come through. He's going to always beat his man. He is going to give Munoz the game of his life. Munoz is not going to find it easy at all. But you're beating Munoz, that it doesn't end there. They have good centre backs that can actually limit what your attacking output. And if you are going to crack the centre back, then you've got a good goalie in Henderson to face. So it's going to be a tough game for Bournemouth, no matter how they are going to play. And them going away from home to Selhurst Park, it's not going to be easy for Bournemouth. But Bournemouth don't care. Anywhere they go, they find a way. They play their game. But I know Oliver Glasner is going to be cooking up something in the corner. And the Crystal Palace team that lost their first game against Everton away from home. Everton a good side as well. So that doesn't really matter. It doesn't really paint any picture of Crystal Palace and what they have achieved in the unbeaten run that they've had. And Bournemouth, with the way that they are going this season, they are going to give problems to the big boys, for sure, for a certainty. And that is not just because of the players, it's because of the manager that they have. Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, my prediction in this game, I don't see a winner from these two teams, man. I don't know who's going to win. I don't know. My prediction is going to be a 1-1. Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, 1-1. Yeah. Manchester City versus Everton. Two good teams. Everton on a good run of form. Manchester City on a good run of form. But you're coming to face Erling Haaland, the best striker in the world at the moment, after Osimhen. Yeah, let me just put two of them in the same pedestal. Osimhen and Erling Haaland are the best strikers in the world right now. So, Manchester City, Everton, what can we expect from this game? We are going to expect a game, a tactical game as well. David Moyes doing his beats against Pep Guardiola, like he's done in the past against Ferguson, against Ancelotti and all of them, man. But this time around, you're going to the Etihad against a Man City side that had a good run. But the way Brentford held Man City in the last game that they played is something that other teams are going to at least tap something from, because of the way Brentford played and caused some problem to Manchester City with the way that they managed to use their throw-ins to disturb Manchester City defense, but they were able to hold on. And Vardiol was really good in that game. He was able to ensure that they don't concede a goal against Brentford. But this is an Everton side that are attackingly good. Oh, they are going to miss Grealish. Oh, that's unfortunate for Everton. Since Grealish is not playing, I was thinking he was going to play in this game. So nah, it's going to be too tough for Everton, man. I don't think they'll be able to hold on to the spark that Manchester City players are going to bring at home when they play them in the Etihad. So I actually thought Grealish was playing this game. So since Grealish is not there, it's going to be a definite win for Manchester City. So my prediction for this game is going to be a 3-1 to City. Sunderland versus Wolverhampton. Wolverhampton need points. However, it's going to be difficult for them. But they've got a good manager in Vitor Pereira. And in the last two games, they proved that they can actually get points, even from teams that are in form. And I think they can use that as a foundation for where they are going to be this season. These are the teams that they need to get points from. If you can't get points from Sunderland and from all these teams that have just come from the Championship, and I don't think there's many Premier League teams that you can get points from, apart from the likes of Brentford. West Ham have hired a new manager, no more Potter there, so it's not a team that you just go and get points from anyhow. So Wolverhampton is going to be difficult. So if you need to get points, you have to look at Sunderland. Sunderland, I really rate them too as well, but the fact that they are Sunderland, they remain Sunderland. But I think they can find themselves in the European place come the end of the season. So Wolverhampton, however, they are going to be looking at the name of the team and not the players that they've got. So it's going to be like a different fight. They'll feel like they can beat Sunderland, and it's going to be an open game. Sunderland too, we believe that Wolverhampton, they are like bottom place team in the league. So we believe that we can use them to bounce back after losing to Manchester United. However, that game against Manchester United is a game that the manager caused the problem for them, because when Man U are playing teams like Sunderland, they tend to come out in a way that they feel like we can get a result from this game. And Sunderland are seeing Manchester United playing a back three against them, and then they expose themselves by playing a back four. You know, Man U are playing a back five, you are playing a back four. That doesn't make sense when you are playing against a team that's, even though they are not good, but they are Manchester United. Even when they are struggling, they still remain Manchester United. So you need to give them that respect and play a back five to negate their back five. If you make yourself very sturdy at the back, and Manchester United find it difficult to penetrate, you're going to at least get a result from the game. But that wasn't the case for Sunderland. The manager caused the problem in their result against Manchester United, and they lost the game and couldn't find their way back after going. They considered 2 goals, and then they brought in a defender to make it a back five, and Manchester United could not score again. And that was the way he should have started the game. And but he just disrespected Man U, and he got a big bite at Old Trafford. You know, you're going to Old Trafford and you're playing a back four against a back five Manchester United team. You need to show some respect, Sunderland. But Sunderland's still a good side. I believe they can find a place in the European positions and qualify for maybe at least Conference League next season. But Wolverhampton, they need points, and these guys are dying. They can kill themselves for points right now. So it's going to be a tough game. So my prediction for this game, everybody just coming back to restarting the club football again. So it's going to be a bit sluggish for Sunderland, but their own atmosphere is going to be to their advantage. But Wolverhampton are desperate for a point right now. They can do anything to get a point or 3 points right now. So it's going to be a very tough game. So my prediction for this game is a 2-2 draw. Fulham, Arsenal. Fulham, it's very sad. I actually wanted you guys to prepare well enough and to have all your players back fit to face an Arsenal side that hardly concede goals. But right now, you've lost Robinson, is out. You've lost Chukwueze. You've lost Jimenez. You've lost, I think, a couple of other players. Lukic is out after amassing too many yellow cards. You see that he's suspended or he's injured as well. Lukic is out. So who is there to actually help you guys to challenge against Arsenal, even though you're playing at home? There's no one left. Apart from, let's say, Calvin Bassey, he can't do all the job by himself to restrict the attacking force that Arsenal is going to come with to Craven Cottage. So I don't see how Fulham are going to hold on to the attacking force of Arsenal. They can't hold them back. There's no way, no chance in that game. I can't see any chance. I don't know what Marco Silva is going to cook. He has got no magic. Even if you hire a magician right now, I don't see them not losing against Arsenal, even though they are playing at home. So however, you've got a young boy in Josh King, very good player. He's a top baller. I've seen him live. The guy is wavy, man. He's wavy, and he's going to be a future England star if he carries on at this pace. Josh King, baller. I can certify that. Muniz is out as well. So you don't have a striker. You don't have Muniz. You don't have Jimenez. You want to face Arsenal. Oh my, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. It's a death trap tomorrow. A death trap, and that's the last game of the Arsenal would have seen the results elsewhere. Okay, it's just Man City and Chelsea anyways, but that is not going to do too much damage to what they can achieve, because they are at the top right now and they want to solidify themselves at the sport. So it's going to be an easy win, and it's the game that is going to have the highest scoring game, I think, this game week. So my prediction for that, Gyökeres is a bad striker anyways, but this is the kind of game that I think he can get a goal. He might get a goal again, and it will at least help him to cool down the pressure in his head. He's been pressurized right now. He's not scoring for Arsenal. He's not scoring for Sweden. All those rubbish strikers is something that you always expect from strikers like that play. I told you in a video that I did the other time, I said this guy, his prime is going to be like a matchup for a 37-year-old Lukaku. So it's not somebody that you can actually say you want to rely on. He's not an entirely bad striker, but for an Arsenal team that wants to win the league, he's a bad striker. If you understand what I mean. So, but they've got Eze. Fortunately, they've got Saka back. Martinelli can strike. Trossard can strike. So they still have a good attacking force, despite Gyökeres not firing up top for them. But Gyökeres will get his goal. I think this is the kind of match that he can get his goal. If he doesn't score against this Fulham team, I don't see anywhere else he's going to score goals until they play maybe Wolverhampton or maybe one of those useless European team in the Champions League. So my prediction for this game, easy. 4-1 to Arsenal, 4-1. I would have said a 4-0 because I don't know how Fulham is going to penetrate the backline of Arsenal. All of them are fit. No one is injured. Saliba is back fit. Gabriel is there. Ikampe has been past fit. We've got this Mosquera guy is there. And, there's no chance, man. 4-1, 4-1. I'm just giving Fulham one goal, but let me just believe that they can score at home. So 4-1 to Arsenal. Tottenham Hotspur versus Aston Villa. Sunday game, 2 p.m. Aston Villa are back. They are finding themselves again. And that's kudos to Emery. He's been able to make use of his ties and been able to orchestrate something in the dressing room. And there's been calmness now. They're scoring goals. They're winning their European games. I think that's 6 points in Europa League right now already, which is very good for them. I think they are somewhere in the top 4 in Europa League. And now they are finding their form back in the Premier League again. And then they are going to a Tottenham Hotspur side that are known to be butlers, They are known to be butlers. So they are playing at home doesn't mean anything. And they are going to be looking at the Champions League game in the midweek. And Aston Villa are going to have an eye in the Europa League game, but not too much because they have maximum points from there already. And I don't think they are playing a very good side in the Europa League game week. So I think their focus would be on getting all 3 points against Tottenham Hotspur away from home. And Watkins is back. Rogers has been playing for England and he's finding himself again. We've got Donye Malen. That guy is top player, and he got them 2 goals in the last match, I think, which is very good for them. So their attacking players are looking to get them some results. And their backline is not too bad. It's okay. But I haven't seen Onana for a while now. Is he Andre? What's his name? What's his other name? You say I'm not Andre Onana. Can't remember his other name, but the Onana guy, the Onana that is not a how will I call it? It's not a flop. The non-goalkeeper one, that's what I'm referring to, a good player, but I haven't seen him this season for some reason, most likely injured. And then they have this guy that they signed from that plays for, is it Ivory Coast? Gessan, I think they signed him from French League. He's looking to be a bully, but I think he's still building himself to be a potent attacker in the league, and he's going to cause problems if he's used properly, and I think he's going to be used properly because they've got a great manager in Emery. So it's a game that I see Tottenham, they're going to get goals for sure. They've got Kudus, they've got Thomas Frank, a very good manager as well, but you're in a Tottenham team, they are going to mess up your CV, but I don't think they'll mess it up to an extent that you're not going to find yourself among the top 6 at the end of the season. But not winning trophies is most likely going to be a thing for Tottenham again because, however, so far so good. Their backline, they've not been injuries as I thought they would. But it's still early in the season. Van der Ven has been playing international football. Romero has been playing international football, and there's not been a record of injuries in the squad, which is something really positive for Tottenham Hotspur. But Richarlison has been in and out, and he's been managing his fitness. But they've got Solanke and they've got Matistel. They've got some random attackers which can actually get them goals. But Kudus is their main man, is the best player in the team, and he's going to get you goals for sure. So, but I just don't see Tottenham getting any good result from this game. Maximum I believe they can get from this game is a draw, the form Aston Villa have had right now, and Unai Emery is going to go there to cook something, I would really want to be swayed to saying it's going to be a draw, but I just see Aston Villa getting something from this game, getting all 3 points. So my prediction is going to be Tottenham 2, Aston Villa 3. 3-2 win for Villa. Game of the game week. Liverpool versus Manchester United. Another game I can't wait for. It's not like the game is exciting me. It's just that I want to banter. I want to see banter. I want to hear banter. This is what I want from this game. This is what I want this game to give me. We've seen this game in the past, and Manchester United always crumbling against Liverpool. But the Liverpool team that we have now is a team that is struggling so bad. They're struggling so bad. They're struggling to even keep a clean sheet. I don't think they've had any clean sheet this season, which is something that you would never have predicted, you never have expected from a team that have one of the top goalkeeper, and their second choice goalkeeper is a solid goalkeeper too as well. Just because they made a mistake that I've pointed out from day one. I said you can't use Frimpong, who is a right winger, to replace Alexander-Arnold, who is a right back. And that was Alexander-Arnold's replacement. So the only right back that they've got is Bradley. And so far, so good this season. Szoboszlai has been able to cover for them. But how long? That is always the question. Szoboszlai was just something to paper the crack to an extent until it is being resolved. And then he goes back to playing his position. Someone who is used to playing a particular role, even though he gets to play another role, he always wants to come back to his natural role because that is where he gets the best out of himself. But seeing Szoboszlai playing right back was just something that can happen on a temporary basis, and that was never going to be the case on the long run. But because of the form of Florian Wirtz, who is another player that they signed, a big mistake as well. And even if you are going to sign him, let's say it's okay, but for that fee, for a player of that quality to command such fee, and pundits are not even saying anything, they are still saying he needs time to bed into the Premier League. Wirtz, even if you give him 3 years to bed into this Premier League, Wirtz is not a player that is going to succeed in the Premier League. He's not built for the Premier League. His physicality, his style of play is never for the Premier League. He's a player that is built for Dutch League, for Bundesliga, and can manage to do something in La Liga, but never Serie A, never Premier League. He cannot survive in those leagues. Even in French League, he might struggle for the way that he plays. And this is a player that you carried a huge sum of money, over £120 million for a team that you have just won the league and you want to take a step ahead, not just winning the league, for battling in the top place in the Champions League. But they made a big mistake signing Florian Wirtz and bringing in Frimpong to replace Alexander-Arnold. Frimpong should be like maybe it doesn't suit the way it doesn't. The profile of player does not suit Liverpool. That is not what Liverpool is about, and that's the downfall of Arne Slot. Arne Slot not being against this profile of players that FSG brought in. It's just sad. And the Slot is a good manager, but when you sign players with huge fee, you expect to get the team to a different level from where they have had, where they've been in the previous season. But I believe they can better the season that they had last season, and that is going to be a very, very bad thing for Liverpool Football Club and Arne Slot. I like Arne Slot. I like the way he speaks. I like everything about him, but sometimes not everything works out well. He came into Liverpool and things were going on not too well for Liverpool, but he was able to at least continue with the way that Liverpool are as a football club, not signing players, making do with the resources that he's had. But now sometimes some players are just good at using minimal resources, but when you bring in some spices, they just mess up the whole thing and they don't even know what to do again. And that's the struggle of Liverpool right now. They brought in Isak, British record. They brought in Florian Wirtz, British record. Everybody is wanting to see this guy score 3 goals, 3 assists, every game. And they are not even getting a goal, neither they are having an assist, apart from the assist that Isak had against Chelsea, which at least not something spectacular like you expect from a player like Isak. You expect to get much more from him. But however, it's unfortunate that he didn't have a preseason with Liverpool, and it's really going to affect them. So Liverpool, it's been a struggle, but I do believe that you're good enough. Manchester United are not there yet. They've got one of the worst managers in the league in Amorim. And Amorim have been able to buy his time at the club with the wins that he has been able to get from here and there. And you can see Manchester United floating in the mid-table at the moment, which is not so bad for the team that everyone are seeing them battling for relegation, including myself. But it's still early in the season. They can be beaten to go down back to fighting against relegation again. And so this is going to be it's going to be tough to predict because of Liverpool's form, but I don't see how Manchester United are going to go to Anfield and stop Liverpool from doing what they can do, what I believe they can do if they just make some few tweaks in the way that they play and the player that starts the game. Florian Wirtz can sit on the bench, play Ekitike, play Gakpo, bring in Isak because Isak is still building the connection with the attacking players. So don't start Isak. Put Isak on the bench. Start Ekitike. Start Gakpo. Play Salah on the right. Salah has not hit his form yet, but these are the kind of games that he can use to bring himself back up again. Play Zoboslai just behind Ekitike. And obviously you have your main mans in Gravenberch and McAllister doing their thing, or you can play Gravenberch and Curtis Jones, Curtis Jones does so much work. And you have your Bradley on the right. This Giovanni guy is injured. Gomez, I don't know where he is. Konate is looking shaky right now, and I don't think he's fit enough for the game. But if Gomez partners Van Dijk, it can't be too bad. You've got Kekes or Robertson who can still do the job. So I don't see how Manchester United, with the way that they play, with the players that they've got, with the manager that they have, go to Anfield and get a result. No, I don't see that. So my prediction would not be as I would want it to be, because it's a game that I expect a Liverpool side to just have a walkover. A 4-0, a 5-0 against Manchester United. Very possible, but I'll just leave it as, just make it, the margin would just be a marginal win. So 2-0 will be my prediction for the game. Liverpool 2, Manchester United 0. Last game of the week, Monday Night Football. We all love that. And a London derby in itself, in West Ham versus Brentford. West Ham, they're back again. They've hired a good manager finally in Nuno Espirito Santo. So I don't see them relegating again. Like I always said this, if you keep Potter, you are buying your relegation. You are buying to go down to the championship. And now the owners have made the change, and it's a good change. Nuno's West Ham win is Nottingham Forest loss. Nuno Espirito at West Ham. However, they lost to Arsenal, which is not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's a new manager, still trying to find things. Some players are not fit, and you're still working with the team. But this is a Brentford team. You're playing at home. Need to hit the ground running now. And I believe they are going to do that now. They're going to do that against Brentford. Brentford are a strong side. So with the tactics, with the throwing tactics, they can use it to out you. And aerially, West Ham have not been good. That was with Potter. That was why I believe that if Potter was there, this game would have been like maybe a 4-1 win to Brentford. Because the way they throw that ball, I don't think West Ham can manage to be able to battle against it. They don't even know how to jump. They don't even know where to position themselves. No zonal marking whatsoever in their box. So it would have been too easy. It would have been a walkover for Brentford. But fortunately for them, the owners have made a decision and they brought in Nuno Espirito Santo. And I believe that they are going to get a win in this game. Or the least they can get is a draw. But what am I going to do? West Ham, they haven't given me a reason yet. I don't want to just use the manager only. I need to see how the players respond to his demands, to how he set up the team. So then I can now say, okay, I want to give them all 3 points. So for now, I'll leave it as a draw. So West Ham 1, Brentford 1, Monday Night Football. Not boring, not too boring, but 1-1 is okay. 2 goals in the 9th, so it's fine. So 1-1 West Ham and Brentford. Yeah, and that's it for game week 8. We can't wait for the next game week, even though game week 8 has not started. We want to see football every day of the week. So yeah, Premier League football is back again, and we're happy and we're excited for the weekend. And I can't wait to relax and enjoy football again. So yeah, see you guys on the next episode then. Enjoy your weekend.